Alrighty, after we get a bit of a break, and now we're welcoming you back into 72 World Cup 2025. This time we have two matches going on here. For this stream, we're gonna be going with Russia versus Denmark, and on the other side is going to be Peru matchup right there. You can go check it out on the other stream that we're linking down there, and the same commentary, FIFA, and I'll be joining again with Celesca Els. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm so excited to see this because while it's seed 11 and seed 22, a part of me feels like some points can be taken for both teams.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. It's since the a little bit of a taste that Denmark is now qualifying into the tournament as well. We get to see a little bit of their early game skill set there. Even though they might not place that high in terms of seeding, might be on the lower side. But again, it does not indicate that they are not strong in their early game stage. And as we can see, it's pretty much probably an equal footing in terms of both skill sets, I guess. I guess Russia will be able to capitalize a little bit more onto the price side. But Longnose may be a toss-up. But since we're going in with the protects here, Russia is going to be protecting the the mini tiebreaker hybrid, I should say. And banning will be the straight up core stream, just straight up. Denmark doesn't really want to have wasting any bans for it. They're gonna be banning Shadows, which is the Ellen one. They do not like it versus at all.
I'm not surprised. I think that's a good ban. I think Russia has the tools to be able to have a really good score in comparison to what Denmark has, so it's fair.
Yeah, so this is a little bit of a... I guess the pick strategy would be come alive here, and then we're going to see Catalyst here. Popular pick for for the game opener, since just straight up speed pick just to test the waters out for Russia on how good are they to keeping up with sharpshooting abilities.
This is the speed pick. I'm not sure if this is a good way to start, but if Denmark's confident, then that could really open for a lot of opportunities.
Just seeing the scores alone, I believe Denmark also had decently high rated scores on the Bloody Mally, which is like the second stage of the qualifying, which is the speed pick, which is like around 290-ish BPM or something along those lines. But it is strictly delayed. This is not so much of a delay. It's just constant 230-1/4 snap, which it may qualify as a speed for some. It's on the lower side, but if they're confident on being able to making sure they are able to sharpshoot, then it should be no problem for Denmark.
We have to see though, because if let's say they can score well, I think the confidence for other picks could really work out too, like what I said.
This time we're seeing a little bit of a mirror, since we haven't seen that much of a mirror patterns, and I guess in terms of like the early game rounds, but here we are now.
And now, okay, Russia has a slight ACK advantage, but this is only the very start.
Intro is just pretty much a filler at this stage of the game. It's not terribly important. Although we have seen 200s on the long notes, but having 200s on the long notes is is pretty uncanny.
Yeah, we'll have to see if any lead changes happen. Just because like both teams are acting so well and are very consistent.
Alright, we're entering I guess, calm before the storm again. I guess the accuracy is kind of dropping a little bit there for both Denmark players and maybe Mage as well to some extent. The only one above the, I guess the reaching the 99.8 more would be crazy here, but again, it's pretty on equal footing. We haven't gone into the denser parts yet, but this is the warm up, and once we get into it, it's pretty much non-stop. Oh, we got a little bit of tug of war there, actually. Mage dropping a little bit, and Stoom also does as well. Karay's also dropping to like below 99.7 here, and now is actually just coming back and forth. Okay, we got a little bit of a drop going on here for Mage and Fritz here. But it's actually still about 2,000 points. Not that much of a difference we gain here.
It's just Karay's here. That's the difference here. Because both Frit and Stoom are above Mage right now. If any 200...
Watch out for this ending here. 2,000 points again. Any draw is coming to happen here, and it does look like it. Russia is able to hang on.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. And oh, the ratios are so close. But I just think they didn't have that accuracy ceiling that Russia had, which is exactly what gave them the point.
Let me check this. There's a 578 300s in total for Russia and 611 for Denmark, and 200 count is basically 1-0. If it would have been like, if the 200s were not happening on Stoom's side, that's almost equally a tie.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's just crazy. But now, I think Russia's gonna pick an LN, probably LN2. Oh, never mind.
Okay, irregular timing is going on for they do really like wax stuff. I guess in previous years that Russia is picking some of the technical stuff and, well, I guess more of a true to its snapping. They really do like this pick, and you know, in previous years they do play like something along those lines of the semifinals, which is pretty equivalent to this one, but high OD to start off with.
Yeah, high OD indeed. 8.5. I mean, considering that Denmark wasn't too far off, I think this pick could backfire really hard if Russia isn't careful.
My worry is that I guess my worry was that Patel and Nessie earlier, Mage was playing for that one, and he's the one that is dropping most of the 200s on the Russian side. So having swapped with Time Buka would be ideal.
I think that's valid. Karay's should stay in because I think Karay's extremely adept when it comes to Rice. Is it Time Buka or Team Buka? I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but yeah, I do like this team composition for the Russian Federation right now. And as for Denmark, yeah, keep the same roster. Frit and Stoom, very consistent in Rice patterns like this.
Yeah, it's just that you have to reset your. I guess you have to make sure that your timing is not consistent, because for what it is, the song is just all timings are random in here, and having this high of an OD is kind of you would really have to nail everything that the song has to offer.
Yeah, indeed. But I'm just not sure really if this is the best pick the Russian Federation has. Unless Denmark finds like a few misses here, which of course can happen. I just don't think this is surefire, like something that they can just go for, especially right now. But hey, accuracy goes to the Russian Federation for a slight bit.
Still with the drop. uncharacteristically, that is a drop from the before even the most of the polyrhythmic stuff happens. And now we're going to it now, even though with a little bit of a 1/3 snapping right here.
And yeah, that one miss from Stu would really affect Denmark's score right now. Not to mention the athlete is clearly on the Russian Federation side.
Oh, there's a miss right there by Timuka right there. It actually effectively a trade, but
Wait a second.
trade also have.
Wait.
Yeah,
there's
it's
no way
it's client. It's definitely client. There's no way there's this much big of a difference. There you go.
There you go.
Actually, that was the miss. Actually, it's still holding on to the full combo. I just didn't realize that.
No, that was scary. That was scary. Okay. But anyways,
yeah, this stuff right here is the big deal, and Russia needs to hang on with this kind of snapping right here.
yeah, it's like a previous match, like 2 hours ago, we saw a player losing act a lot on this part. Thankfully, no one really has fallen apart on this. Pretty consistent, and seems like that pick paid much better than I expected.
Yeah, that definitely was, or I guess both Russian players are full comboing now. Definitely not a miss earlier from Timuka. Might have been just the client acting up weird, but good effort there for Denmark to be able to catch on, and most likely good for Stum as well, given the ratio is the best in the lobby.
Yeah, actually, I'm actually looking at accuracy wise. It doesn't seem like Denmark is far behind, but it's still a difference. Not to mention consistency wise, it's really going to be a problem if they can't keep that up. Because I don't see Russia making many mistakes here.
Sakase being the next pick for Denmark. They're now benching on the other side of the picks. Actually interesting, since LNs are not their strongest forte for Denmark, but these big releases, or just strictly just one-off aggravating releases, it could be well in their favor.
So a change of pace could work, assuming that Denmark is also adept when it comes to hybrid charts. And looking at the qualifier statistics. Okay, I'll take a look real quick. So let's look at the hybrids. So Denmark, okay, the difference between Denmark and Russia on hybrids are pretty big. Actually looking at them right now. However, you have to remember this is qualifier, so I'm pretty sure these are much more difficult than what round of 32 has to offer.
Yeah, but again, like Beast being on releases, this could be anything. This could be just go either way, since releases are just that. It's very very hard to comprehend if you cannot time them properly. Wow, this song is just it's just a throwback to 2017. It's just for the 4-key side, we have this as the element first, but now releases. But given we have a first drop right here from Denmark, which is coming from Stum, just before the actual pattern starts.
Yeah, unfortunate mistake there from Stoon, but thankfully it seems like the accuracy advantage of Russian Federation might not be as big as compared to previous picks, especially with that miss from, I don't know how to pronounce this. I'll say
That's
boy.
a trade.
There's a
That's a trade effectively there, so lead's not going anywhere. I mean,
actually
by the
benefits.
lead's not, by the lead's not going anywhere. The accuracy is still pretty much intact.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just think Russia will have the advantage just based off the accuracy advantage alone. Even though Stoom has increased that accuracy to reach that 99, never mind.
It is still 99 range, but still having another drop which declines the 99. But they will get it to it soon, rather than not. Or I guess we're reaching 99, but now student helps again, so we're not reaching the 99s anymore.
Yeah, I mean, very consistent performance from Russian Federation. I mean, this entire time, they've rarely missed at all. And when they do, like, accuracy doesn't go down that much. Unlike for Denmark, where it's really just not keeping up with the accuracy and consistency that Russian Federation has been showing this entire match.
Yeah, as the pattern goes on, even some of the denser elements like this, it's just it's really just what Russia can really do with, and Mage being one of the more adept players on the Russian side, it really comes in handy, and it really clearly shows with the 99.5 being the highest in the lobby.
And that just insane consistency again. Unfortunately, like even if Denmark had a two-way full combo, accuracy just wasn't really gonna cut for that. Yeah, 200 counts alone already higher for both players compared to even Boy there with only 23 grades.
Yeah, even with the ratio, it's kind of similar as well. Even just by the 200 counts alone is pretty much what it is, giving that difference. And those extra 5 misses is really what separates them. Yeah, Russia's turn to pick. You would expect that you would go with high score or something along those lines, but actually, I'll take that back. I don't think high score would be that good of a thing for Russia, since in terms of sharpshooting, Denmark has a little bit of an edge, just about, until they get to 200 counts.
I think Russia has to go. Oh, okay, Rice 5 makes sense actually.
It's okay. It's well, they're good at the more of the speedier, or I guess, well, in terms of course, I guess more of a lighter course stream. Question is, are they good on variety?
I mean, I just think it works a lot just because of how Denmark has been performing when it comes to trying to limit their misses and all that.
Yeah, the exact same lineup for like Vanguard earlier, so we're not gonna be seeing Mage playing any more Rice than Catalyst earlier. So having Time Buka in would most likely help their cause. Okay, they're still tied after some of these courts. That's kind of funny.
They were tied for a bit more after that, but now, I mean, Kares and Team Buka or Time Buka have been so consistent in technical patterns that it's a good decision for Russian Federation to put them still in. However, I think Denmark actually has the slight accuracy advantage this time.
Well, they took off a lead momentarily.
Okay, so
yeah, the harder stuff comes in, and they're still not giving that lead anywhere.
Actually, it's already in the Russian Federation's side, but I could really barely call this a lead, just because. Okay, seems like both teams have this sort of drop on accuracy, but only a teensy tiny bit.
Yeah, being the lowest on Stoom's side, actually, dropping 200s left and right. And now maybe the lead is going a little bit in the favor of the Russian side, but that's still like just the first half of it. Okay, more of the core stream side.
Wait, Didn't Russia ban Rice too, or something like that?
Yeah, they did ban No Sakuretsu, which is the, I guess, denser core shape. This is not that dense, or at least has some measure lines that has more chords than not.
I actually find that an interesting ban because right now, in a more court stream section, seems like Russian Federation is a bit more adept to that than Denmark is. I find it quite an interesting band selection from them. Not sure if that was the best one to go for, but now with Mini Jacks and Graces, any team could find a miss here, but they all refuse to do so, still remaining consistent and accurate. Imagine if we see a 4.
Oh, there you go. Nope. There's no 4 FCs like you would initially say it, but that's still a very good score regardless.
It's still that's still a very consistent performance for every team. Again, like the ratio isn't too far off. It's really just the 200 counts they have to limit here.
Yeah, just 9 200s in total and 25 for Denmark. Even with the FCs, I don't think it would salvage the lead.
Yeah, not really. It wouldn't.
That's all. There goes on the match point there for Russia. Denmark has one last chance to pick something, and maybe not a sweep for Denmark in this case. But I just don't think. Actually, you know what? To pick high score, that would be their best bet.
It's either high. I think it's high score actually. Yeah, I agree. That's probably their only choice at this point.
It's just a miss, or you don't get a high score. Or I mean, that's literally what it is.
It's true though.
Okay, okay. Not interesting choice. Kyoyu move. Actually, not too sure. I don't think this is that best of a pick.
I'm not sure why they're trying to deviate from high score, which I really think is the best choice that they have right now.
This is kind of interesting, or I guess in the harsh spot, I would say, for Denmark. They do not like most of the long note patterning in Sakase that they picked earlier. I just don't find this to have much sense.
We'll see though.
Or Russia is debating on who's gonna play Mage or Therese? Okay, it's Mage. Okay, yeah, I mean, I do think that Russia is having a debate on who's actually gonna be playing for this hybrid. A bit of a, I don't know, a little bit of a discussion, since who is actually gonna have a better average score in times like this.
We'll have to see. I'm just really not sure about Denmark choosing this one in general.
Yeah, we'll see if this is actually going to be the Mission Impossible type of thing. I mean, if that's the case, that would be wild.
It would indeed be very wild. This is also a pretty awkward chart, so like if ever any sort of, let's say, misread happens, and I think that's what happened to Team Ibuka at the very start.
Well, Stoom traded it out, even with the drama, I guess. Actually, accuracy not too far off either. Just the top row and the bottom row is fighting against each other, throwing hands now. Oh, there goes the Fritz combo there, actually. The heart is not phasing anyone, just Fritz having more drops on the LNs.
And that's a massive drop on the Denmark side, but
Mage having two drops back to back.
That's an uncharacteristic miss because that was a pretty technical section, but it wasn't like something extremely difficult to read, at least for their standards. But Frit and Stoom having those act drops kind of like canceled that miss out.
Buka, despite with the full, I guess with the full combo, it still has a lower score than Fritz, which has more accuracy. But that's what maybe that they rushes need for. Stuma is now dropping out their second. At least not that far off even though with the draws that are happening on Denmark's side. Mage has 2 draws, but that's still on the close proximity with in between.
Although speed's starting to increase just off of. I actually think it's mainly just Meiju's big difference from everyone.
Oh god! Well, that's a double drop on the same exact time.
That's massive because if Denmark can hold that consistency, and not to mention their accuracy isn't that bad, with them having an advantage.
Do they have enough time? Oh no! That's a double drop there for Denmark.
I thought that was it, but
it cancels out actually. Oh yeah, that's very unfortunate to have double drops one after the other, but it seems like Russia's being able to hang on after that. A little bit of a misread, I would believe so.
That's crazy. I thought Denmark was gonna get it. Like, they had the accuracy. They actually have the accuracy advantage in terms of 200 counts, I think. And even in ratio, I guess Denmark saw something that I probably didn't see. And this could have really worked out if they did not find those misreads at the end.
Oh, Fritz looking like yeah, Fritz score with it just clean misses. It's just those slider breaks being 5 times already in one of those LN patterns like we saw earlier. But yeah, that would be Russia's game there, 5-0. A clean sweep against Denmark. But again, Denmark has quite a bit of a close scores in terms of the matchup, which very good effort there, but it wasn't enough to beat out Russians to take a points out of it. So yeah, very congratulations there to Russia. They're moving on to like the winners bracket, once again to the round 16, and Denmark would have to fight one more time in the lower bracket, and you know, having harder pool in the next round would be actually have to step up their game.
All right, yeah, that was indeed a performance. Both teams did their best. Happy to see some insane performances. Denmark with a strategy that I really find interesting, and Russia's very good performance, very consistent and all that. But for the meantime, there is another match that's happening right now. Please go to OSOLive_2 to see Peru versus Singapore, as Singapore takes a point off of Peru here. I don't know whose pick it was, but okay. Actually, here it is. It's Singapore's pick. Very good, very clutch performance, winning on that by only 1,000 points.
Yeah, and it would be an interesting match up close, even though they are still 2 points behind. And again, I believe that would be it for for this particular stream. Although we have like a match like 30 minutes coming out on this stream as well. It's going to be Malaysia versus Poland in just about half an hour from now. So just go to like the other stream as well if you want to watch the Peru's versus Singapore right there. And after that, it's just pretty much it for I guess in particular vlog. We still have just about a half an hour until the next match comes out on the stream.
And I think that's it for the both of us. Thank you so much for stopping by. See you 30 minutes from now, as Mika said.
Yeah, this is Mifa and Els now. We're signing off.